Yes, I just
Oh,
use
okay.
it as a, yeah, there's a different one. I have two profiles. This one I'm talking to you is the teacher Giovanni.
Okay. I mean, you sound experienced with this stuff. At least more experienced than I am. Okay. So, hi guys.
I'm
Good
improving.
evening. Good evening for those who are enjoying the evening. Good afternoon for those who are enjoying the afternoon. So this is our English talks. My name is Aliona. For those who probably might have forgotten. Okay, and I'm the host. I'm the host, and this is our hero talk tonight. This is Giovanni, who I'm honored to know, and who I'm honored to have as a guest at our English talks. So there are no rules tonight at our English talk. So no, probably just one rule. You people may ask any kind of questions which you want to ask. A guest may ask those questions he's eager to answer. So if a guest doesn't wanna or prefers not to answer some kind of questions, our hero, our guest, has all the rights to do so. This is the only rule that we have. So let's get going. So it's gonna be 1 hour, and it starts right now. I would, as a host, I would prefer um, to take the stage for 5 minutes in order to introduce you all to our guest Giovanni from Brazil, because tonight we're gonna speak about Giovanni and his home country. Hi Giovanni, so good to see you.
Yes. Good afternoon from everyone from Brazil. It's 1 p.m. here. It's a bright sunny day in summer. Yes, like Alona said, you're in winter time and here is hot summer. So I'm from a small town inland Brazil called Santa Rita do Sapucaí. This is really inland Brazil because we have no seashore, we have no borders with other countries. Exactly the center of Brazil. I don't know if you know São Paulo. São Paulo is the biggest city in Brazil. It's the biggest city in South America. It's our commercial center. Our, how can I say, everything happens in Brazil, in São Paulo. And my city is about 3 hours far from São Paulo, so we used to relate it to São Paulo. I'm an English teacher. My mother language originally is Portuguese, totally different than Russian, totally different than English. It's a kind of little bit similar to Spanish, but it's not Spanish. A lot of people think we have some words in common, but there were a lot of confusion words as well. You know, yes. What can I say? I've been teaching for some time. I'm working online 100%. Yes, and that's it. If you want to ask me questions, feel free. Like
Yes,
Alona
I
said,
do. Because
yeah.
like Aliona said, Aliona wanted to take the stage. The teachers are some
Yes,
teachers. They usually take
yes,
the stage first, right?
yes.
Okay.
I have no, how can I say? I have no limits with the questions. Of course, if there's some subject I don't know how to say, I wouldn't say. But
Okay.
okay, feel free
Just
to ask.
just
I'll
take
do
it
it.
easy. I have three questions which I would love to start with, and then I would love to give the stage to the guys. Okay. So you said that you are originally from Santa Rita de Sipucai. So were you born and raised in this city
Yes, yes, for my whole life.
your whole
I already
life?
studied and lived. Yes, I already studied and lived there in São Paulo for a while. Studied English there in São Paulo. Concluded my course there in São Paulo. But my whole life I lived it and studied, raised, and got married, and everything here in my hometown.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Were you born in a big family?
No, no, I have just two brothers. Yes, I have my parents. My parents were divorced when I was a kid. So basically, I was raised by my mother and my grandparents. But yeah, I know. I just have two brothers now and just
Mhm.
one daughter. So my family is small.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't say so. I mean, if I were born in the family with two brothers, I wouldn't say, no, my family is not big. I would say my family is way big because I have two brothers. But, it depends. So, all right. Um, you said that your mother tongue is Portuguese. Um, as a linguist, my second question, because you've already answered my third question, because my third question was like, what time is it at your place? So I'm not going to ask the question again. So, but as a linguist, I want to ask you, are there many dialects in Portuguese? I mean, if you go, because Brazil is a very, very big country. This is the number 5 country on the planet. So are there many dialects? If you go to another part of Brazil, would you be able to communicate as easily as you communicate in your hometown?
Yeah, I would say that we have two kinds of Portuguese in the world. One is from Portugal, from Europe, and mostly African countries who speak we speak Portuguese, like Angola, Mozambique, I think Guinea-Bissau. There is parts in Asia like Goa, Macau, East Timor. There are 7 countries in the world that speak Portuguese as official language. But we have here Brazilian Portuguese. It's different. When you configure your computer, you have European and Brazilian Portuguese. From south to north, we speak the same. We don't have dialects like differences in language. We have a different accent, really. From the south to north, east, center region, we have different accents. It's important to say that. But for example, the way I speak in my place is different than people speaking in Rio de Janeiro. The accent, for example, we say one word in English, for example, work. We have this R sound, work. In Rio, they may say wah, wah, okay, something like that. I remember I had a student from Rio de Janeiro once, and I asked him, "What did you do this weekend?" And he said, "I wash at home." I said, "Wash? What did you wash at home?" "No, I wash at home." Only this. I was doing the math. I say, "Oh, you say I was at home." Was and wash, different verbs, but in Carioca, Rio de Janeiro accent is like the same. S and S have different sounds. Things like this, okay? But pretty much we speak only Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. There are no dialects in Brazil. I don't know,
Cool.
maybe the Indian one, maybe the native people, they have them.
Hmm. Interesting. At least I'm intrigued because, I was about to start learning Portuguese, and now I know that at first I should Google to.
Depends on the teacher. Depending on the teacher you have this accent, little accent.
Yes, I mean, I wouldn't love to one day to say I was at home instead of I was at home. So, okay, so and now as a link to give the stage to the people. So, people, the question to you all. So, who's ever been to Brazil before among you? One, Elena. No one else. Only Elena. Oh, Elena, you are the most experienced one among us. So maybe this is your stage now, because at least you've been to Brazil. So any questions that you would love to ask, um, Giovanni? Just
Yeah,
unmute yourself because I wouldn't be able to hear you.
So I'm first, yes?
Mhm.
Am I first? Okay.
Because you have a privilege. You've been to Brazil before.
Yeah, and actually, I have been in.
can you hear me, guys?
I was in Brazil three weeks ago. Yeah, and I would say this is the most beautiful country in the world, and I really miss this country, and I fall in love in this country. Uh, my husband, he's Brazilian guy, he's Brasileiro. So, and really, I love this country very much. Uh, what I would like to ask, maybe, what is your favorite food, and what you really love in your country, and what you really hate in your country, about your country?
Mm. At this moment, Giovanni dropped off.
Disappear. Okay.
Giovanni, you're on mute. You're on mute. Giovanni, you're on mute. On mute.
Sorry,
Yes.
sorry. I'm here. Yeah, I don't know why this time I have some problems with the connection. I'm so sorry, so sorry. I was
Should I repeat?
apologizing. Please, could you?
So, I don't know what you, what
If,
you, what did you hear?
to be honest, since the beginning, you told me that you told us that you've been to Brazil. Yes. How
Yeah, three
long?
weeks ago. 3 weeks
Really?
ago,
Really?
yes. And I said that I fall in love in this country, and I really miss this country. And I think it's the most amazing and beautiful country in the world. And I love this country as well, because my husband, he's Brasileiro, he's Brazilian guy as well.
Really? Where is he
Yes,
from?
he's
You know what city?
actually, he is from, name of state, Espírito Santos, and it's really
Okay.
small city, Cachoeira de Itapemirim. But the biggest
Yeah.
part of his adult life he spent have spent in São Paulo. And of course, we visited São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and then around his had a trip around his small cities. It's not
Yes.
far from
Itapemirim.
ocean. Hmm?
Itapemirim. Itapemirim. The city's
Yeah,
name is. Yes, there is
Cachoeira.
a very Cachoeiro do Itapemirim.
Yeah,
There is
this
a
is
very
actually,
famous. Yeah, there's a very famous singer from Brazil. His name is Roberto Carlos. He's most famous one, the old one. He is from the city, and he's very proud to say that everybody in Brazil knows he's from Cachoeiro do Itapemirim.
yeah, really,
Yeah,
but it's a small city. And why it's famous? Because coffee or because marble?
because the artist, because of the
Because art?
artist.
Which
Yes,
one?
Whose
because of
dog is
Roberto
barking?
Carlos.
Or
Excuse
I
me.
have to ask him. So, and
Whose
my
dog is
question,
barking? Excuse me. Just excuse me. Whose dog is barking? Uh,
Yeah,
uh
and the city is
Never
famous
mind. I
because
don't.
of the art.
okay. Is it your door?
I believe so. There are some dogs outside. Yes, my gate.
Oh, this is your dog. Okay. All right. Brazilian dog. So it's okay.
So my question about Brazil, I'm interested to know about what is your favorite food. What, for example, if someone would go to visit your country, and you have to give advice about, you have to try this is food, for example, and you have to visit this is place, and yes, this is one part of question, and the second part of question about what you really love about your country and what you really hate about your country.
I would say that a dish is particularly okay. Is a traditional dish from Brazil is called feijoada. It's
Yes.
a dish made with black beans and pork meat, and they have the seasoning, they have the following type of dishes. It's really good. It's a strong dish. It has some influences of African people. We also have our barbecue, Brazilian meat. We
Mhm.
have barbecue in the way. I'm not so big on fish, to be honest. I kind of like so much. But for example, from your husband's state, Espírito Santo, they have a lot of fish dishes, delicious one, and people really like it. But I would say that a kind of dish that represents Brazil, in my opinion, is feijoada, and you should visit my my area, my state, Minas Gerais. There are a lot of mountains and there are a lot of coffee plantations. You can see coffee everywhere. Coffee in Brazil is really good. You know. We proud to say there is a I talked to the teacher about it. There was a kind of like competition between Brazil, Costa Rica, and Colombia. Which one has the best coffee? And of course, I would say that Brazilian coffee is the best. What things I like in Brazil, I think we are very welcoming. We are very welcoming. Okay, we receive everyone like a friend for childhood. Everybody from different places come to Brazil, and we do. Okay, I'm very proud to say, oh, I have an American, I have a Russian, I have an African, I have a Japanese friend because we like it. Possibility to connect to other countries. And something that I don't like in Brazil is like this. Okay, some people want to take advantage on everything. Take advantage. The worst problem in Brazil is corruption. I think the corruption starts from the beginning and goes to the top politicians and so on. There's things I kind of like don't like talking, but I have to talk about that.
In which place you would advise to someone to visit it in Brazil?
Well, like I say, I would recommend visiting my hometown, Rio de Janeiro. It's a small town, but cozy. It's a valley. There's lots of mountains around the mountain. The weather is nice. But okay, you can visit São Paulo, for example. Like São Paulo, my opinion, okay, because I don't know Moscow, but I think you can have everything 24 hours a day. You can go to parks, you can go everywhere, any time of night, any time of the day. Okay, the opposite in my city, 10 o'clock, everything is closed, especially this time, you know. But yeah, São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Curitiba. You can also visit Santos. Santos is a nice place on the seashore, close to São Paulo. Beautiful beaches and so on. Yes, I think Rio is a good place to go, but depending on the way, exactly where you go, it's a bit complicated city, I guess.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. So I hope that Elena, who is now maybe the half Brazilian, um, managed to like provoke other questions from you guys. So anyone, please, does anyone have a question to Giovanni? If you do,
Maybe because I was absent in the beginning. I'm sorry. There was traffic stuck. Giovanni, I'm glad to hear you. So tell me, please, do you love music?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And I know there was 2017 year, and there was international festival in Russia, and there was some Brazilian guys and girls in bus with me, and there was some five, I don't know, 10 days festival, and there was a celebration, and we communicate within 1 hour, and we singing song Black Eyed Peas. I don't know if it's a Brazilian song, and they are two. So Black Eyed Peas, okay, and we singing through the all traveling. And that was in Sochi, and there was good experience with the abroad guys and girls, and they were they were very musically souls, musically characters. So what about you? Tell me, please.
Yes, we love it, of course, we must say that because we are close, we are in the same continent. We love American music, yeah, from the United States. Like you say, Black Eyed Peas, from the United States. But in Brazil, we have a lot of different rhythms. Okay, people here, if we are in other countries, for example, we may listen to the songs that are international, like you say, Black Eyed Peas, Queen, and so on. But in Brazil, we have samba. It's a kind of music like dancing and so on. We
Native.
have some, yeah, yes, this is from Brazil. Yeah, we also have some kind of country music from Brazil. Yes, so you can listen to it in barbecues, celebrations everywhere. Okay, there are some duos, country duos, and people like it so much. They are famous here in Brazil. We also have funk. This is from Rio de Janeiro. There is a specific kind of funk. Anitta is a great representative from this style. But like you say, I love American country music. I listen it when I'm preparing my classes, when I or relax. But I like it. I like Brazilian pop music. Okay, bossa nova. I don't know if you know anything from bossa nova. Bossa nova is an old style. It's an old style, but it's like famous worldwide. There is a song called "Girl from Ipanema," very famous. If you have the
You
opportunity
play
to check
something.
on, yes, I would type here.
Maybe you play some instrument.
No, no, I don't. No, no, not at all. Oh my goodness, I'm very bad at it. I'm good at listening, but not good at not at all. My daughter is a good guitar player. She does. She likes to play the acoustic guitar, and she likes it. My niece sings very well, but I know my father used to play the guitar, but no, not. I skipped
And
this ability. My time is skipped.
what music did your daughter play in? Metallica, maybe some American music.
Yes, we have rock and roll. We have pop artists here. We have, I don't know. I think Sepultura. You know, this there is a Brazilian a member on it. I don't know if the lead singer is from Brazil, but is that I'm typing here a song. If you could check on the YouTube, this is a song. This is one of the most famous song from Brazil. Girl from Ipanema. It's the old times. Was famous worldwide. This during the 60s and the 70s. We also have a different ones. Okay, have different kind of songs. But I like it very much. I think this is interesting. I don't know any
Thank
Russian
you.
band. I don't know any Russian songs. Okay, if you want, you can find me
What's,
at the end.
what's
I
your
may
name?
know that.
Maybe Russian composers. Have you ever listened to any Russian composers? Like Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff, or something?
Yeah, yes, because they are classical ones. But the modern ones, no
Yeah.
idea. No idea. Oh,
Roman is the best who can help because Roman plays the piano super well.
wow, that's
That is
great.
why he asks
Not,
the
not,
questions.
not super
That's
well.
great.
Thank you, Alona, but you shine. You embrace me.
No, I don't. It's just my opinion, okay?
Thank you.
That's great. That's great.
I know
Uh,
Artyom Nedvigin is fan of Sepultura, Brazilian rock band.
uh-huh.
Am I right?
Tom, are
Oh,
you a fan? Are you a fan of this Brazilian band?
if I am, kind of rock and roll is the real rock and roll is not my favorite one. I like pop rock, but not heavy metal or something like that. But I think that's I respect. I think that they are great artists and so on. There are great festivals in Brazil like Rock in Rio. They have Lollapalooza, Brazil too. There are some festivals around, but Rock in Rio is the most famous one.
Yes, yes, I know.
Okay. Okay, my quiet is keeping quiet and listening. Your questions, please, because I have questions, but my questions are my questions. What about yours? Tatiana,
Maybe. Oh,
or Olga, please. Who?
Oh.
Okay.
okay. I kept this question for a long time, and now Alona and all, thank you. I have a chance to ask this question. In our country, Russia, a great of people watch Brazilian films about love, and I want to ask. do people in Brazil watch our Russian films? And if they do, which of them they watch?
I could understand your question. That's very interesting. Some time ago, there here in Brazil, there is a very famous TV channel. It's global. I think it's the fifth biggest in the world. I don't know. Only American movies, American movies, American movies. Recently, it started passing some Russian movies. I was surprised to say, this is not American because of the names of actors and something like that. I think, wow, they are interesting. So many action movies. I don't know if you know this because I am a very superhero fan. I love superhero movies. I watch it, all of them from Marvel, DC Comics. I love them. I'm suspect to say. There is a movie from Russia that I love to watch. I watch it a dozen times. It's Frankenstein, Angels and Demons. I don't know what's the name in Russian, but it's a Russian movie. There is another one. I think they kind of not exactly copy, but it's like Avengers in Russia. You know, there is a man that changed into a bear, invisible woman, or something like that. This is not exactly the movie I believe you like, but the other ones I don't. I haven't had the opportunity to watch them, but I think they are interesting as well.
Okay, thank you.
Wow.
Yes.
Tatiana, please.
Yes, I've got a question. Are you a football fan? And what place does football have in your life? And which is your favorite football players?
Yes. This is one of the stereotypes again. Going down again. Oh, can you hear me now?
Why do you call it stereotype? Brazilian football is
Can you hear
famous
me
all
now?
around. Yes, I do.
Uh,
The
There is
connection is
second,
is
please.
not
My internet.
perfect.
there is a lag. Yeah, there is a
Mhm.
lag. um, Probably that's too hot in Brazil. I mean, there should be the reason for the lag.
I have to move. Can you hear me?
Uh, um, it,
Hello?
it's like there is a lag still, Giovanni.
Hello?
A bit. I mean, we can hear some words, but it's not like
No,
everything.
I can't. I think I can talk. Yes,
Yes,
could you hear me now?
yes, yes, we can.
I could understand your question. That's interesting. There's a kind of a stereotype that everybody in Brazil likes soccer, that we play soccer a lot, all the time. Soccer is really important, yes, because we have a good selection. Can you, is it okay? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi there. No, no,
Uh,
no, no. Okay. Yes,
I mean,
yes.
it's
I
been
think
better.
the video is
But
slow. Yeah, I think the video is slow, but what can I say? Oh my gosh. Yes, we like soccer here. I have good friends who play soccer. My brothers used to play. Some friends of mine used to play as well. But I am not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. Although there are good teams here in Brazil, great ones like Flamengo, Corinthians, Palmeiras, and so on. Grêmio. So uh, soccer is not in a good position in my life because of these, because I don't play. I watch eventually. But Brazil won the World Cup for 5 times. Yeah, 5 times. And the World Cup in 2014 was here in Brazil. We created a big expectation about it. Okay, we'd say, oh, we're gonna be extra champion here in Brazil. It would be a dream for every Brazilian one. I supported it a lot. Okay, I had flags. I painted my face. green and yellow colors of our flags. And but we had a terrible game against Germany. We lost 7-1. Oh my gosh, it was very, very traumatic for us, very, very traumatic. So I say, no, I will never watch soccer games anymore, Brazil soccer games anymore, because I got very disappointed. Everybody did. Everybody got very, very disappointed in Brazil. But okay, part of our culture, we keep on watching and so on. I believe you asked about the best soccer player now. This
For
time,
you,
they say
for you, just
For
for
you,
you.
yeah.
for
Your
me,
favorite one.
The other times, I think Romário. Romário was a great player. Romário, Ronaldinho, Neymar is the top one, the most famous one. But here in Brazil, he doesn't do much. Every time we have some games here in Brazil, he's like falling down and oh, Neymar, Neymar. Okay, all the time. Okay, my opinion, he can be a good player there in Europe, but here in Brazil, he doesn't play well. That's my opinion. Okay. Fortunately, there are no Brazilian people around, so nobody can say me bad words about that.
And is it traditionally for every child from the earliest childhood, they do play football, soccer in the playgrounds? Some time ago, I think we have this tradition in Russia, but now our children are gadget children, and we see it less and less. And what
Yes,
about your country?
yeah, it happens all the time. If you give a ball to a child, they will play it, whatever. Okay, they play. My neighbors, my next door neighbors, they have very small plates, very very small plates, and every time they are playing balls and the ball falls in my backyard and I give back, falls back like this all the time. Sometimes I hold the ball for a minute and they create a ball with bags or something. Okay. Yes, yes, it's very common. Okay, very common. Even girls are playing soccer now. We have a great player. Her name is Marta. He was a champion. The Brazilian female team is also a champion, and she plays in the United States. But she is amazing. She is called it, okay, ironically, Pelé on skirts. Pelé was the best player for all times in Brazil. It was considered the king of soccer, and there was a rivalry with Pelé and Maradona. Maradona from Argentina died last year. But during decades, oh, there was a fight between Maradona and Pelé. If you go to Argentina, if you are Brazilian, go to Argentina, you say, Maradona is bad, Pelé is the king. Oh my gosh, they beat on you. They throw everything, even old ladies, they beat on you. They can't imagine. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't say the word. Sacrilege. If you say that Maradona is bad in Argentina, if you say Pelé is bad in Brazil, not good on you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, Albert, please. Albert, your question.
Okay, at first, just a couple words. Maybe you also are interested in some facts that every child know, every Russian child know about Brazil. Of course, we know Rio de Janeiro. It's from our famous book. It's a phrase, it's not Rio de Janeiro. Everyone knows. And also we know about flag, you know, your star on the flag. And festival, of course, coffee, Pelé, football. And what would I would like to ask you is about Amazonka, because here in Russia we have European part of Russia and what we call Far East. It's a slang somewhere there. Somewhere there, it means after, further than the Urals mountain. So how do you treat Amazonka? Maybe have you been there? Because it's quite important part of the your country, and it's over the world. It's a land of the world, a lot of forests. What's the situation, and how do you treat this region? Thank you.
Yeah, it's very interesting. In English, we say Amazon rainforest. In Portuguese, we say Amazonia. It's the region. The big state in this region is Amazonas, Amazon state, like the movie okay, from Amazon. And okay, it's so big, part of North South America. It starts in Peru, Bolivia, Colombia, Venezuela, the Guiana, okay, in the north area. Or for example, here in the map, it's in this whole area. I think there are 7 or 6 countries part of this big complex. Okay, the biggest and largest river in the world is there, Amazonas River. So really, really large. It's impossible to see one side another because it's measured in kilometers of distance. Not only the way it starts in Bolivia and goes to the Atlantic Ocean, but it's impossible to see one side to another because it's like an ocean, very, very big. About the forest, for example, the soil is very, very rich in minerals, gold, um, aluminium, a lot of things. Okay, of course, it's a question of interest in the whole world. Yes. Recently, the news said a lot about the fire in Amazon, not the middle, not the forest itself, like burning and so on. On the borders of forest, on the border, like, for example, center of Brazil, Goiás, Mato Grosso, this region, okay, farmers, they do it every year. Every year, they set fire in part of the forest to for cattle. Okay, they breed cattle, cows, and everything. But the other part of the forest automatically reborn. It's like a process of burn and reborn, burn and reborn. Of course, there are bad explorers. They are not permitted by the government. Okay, the government, the army, and everyone tries to control it. But because of the size, it's very, very hard to control. But there are, of course, satellites, the army, the vice president is responsible for this to control. And I believe it has decreased along the last years. But it's very important for us, really. It controls the all weather in South America. For example, in this region, it used to be very, very hot and humid. It rains all the time, all the time. It's so hot. There is practically no winter in this region because of it, because of the tropical line, a lot of forest, a lot of trees, and it's an ocean of trees. It's unbelievable. I don't know if you know, but okay, it's larger than many, many countries. I think in the north area of Brazil is so big, big area. This forest is very important for everyone, of course, for us too.
Super cool. So it's source of life, I'm sure. It's a symbol of life.
And water too. There are a lot of big cities there. It's Manaus is the capital. The big city, a lot of factories, car factories, electronics, they're there in this region. And the rivers are the roads. There are no easy roads there because of the rain, because of the forest, and for example, you can't count on the road. But the rivers are very important. All production goes to south of Brazil by the rivers.
Right. And again, Giovanni, there's a lag. I mean, you froze a bit. It means, guys, like you still have time to come up with the question, especially those who are like looking with an interests but still keeping quiet. I mean, you know who I'm talking about, right?
You see me moving just to check if I'm okay. Yeah, I'm moving, I'm dancing just to see I'm okay. I'm listening to you.
Yes. Um, I think that I have one question, if you allow me to ask the guys. Mm, Giovanni, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Right. Okay. So then my question is, I remember that a while ago I was watching a kind of Nat Geo video, maybe on YouTube, and there was a part about Brazil, and the video said that there is a word that people in Brazil use towards foreigners and Latinos probably. So the word is gringo. Gringo. So I want to ask you. So if I go one day, if I go to Brazil, say in São Paulo, would I be called gringo by local people?
How could I believe so? I believe so. There's a story about it. Okay, during the Second World War, there was a basis in Fortaleza, Brazil, is in the northeast region. Very important strategic point. And these American people, the American soldiers, they come to Brazil, yeah, and this area was totally closed and so on. And in that time, the girls like to see the soldiers and everything, and the guys were very jealous about that. And because they were wearing green clothes and they learned the word green, they would say, "Gringo, green, go, green, go away." So when people from other countries come to Brazil from that time on, we say gringo. Oh, let's talk to the gringo. Everybody's gringo. Everybody from Russia, Japan, Africa, America, everyone is gringo. It's not bad word. It's not a bad word. It's the way to identify foreign people. Not at all bad words. No, you can be offended if you say, "Oh, you're a gringo, gringo, gringa." Okay, the girls are gringa and the boys are gringo.
Wow, interesting. So
Yes,
Elena, you
Alona,
were
Alona,
born.
I can say yes. They would call you gringo, gringa.
Gringo and gringa.
Were you called gringo, Elena, in Brazil?
No, about me, it was very strange because no one recognized me like a foreign people, and people was talking about me in Portuguese. And even in one time, one man he started to say something. Then I just I don't know to say. No, maybe my reaction was something strange. And then when my husband come approached to me, this man, he asked me if she has a problem with ear, she cannot hear me. Yes, so strange, Brazilian, he said. He said, because she's not Brazilian, she's foreign. He said, no way, she cannot, she's Brazilian. So like this. But yes, then when we explained that I am not from Brazil, yes, they can say, she's gringo, okay, like this.
Yes, I
But
think
it's
Interesting.
nothing offended. It's like I would say Brazilian people, they have a name for everything. It's like a kaleidoscope. For example, no, like all these countries, very interesting. Um, it's so nice mix actually. And yes, they have a name for everyone. People who are from São Paulo, they are Paulista. People who
yes,
are from Rio de Janeiro, they are, I don't remember.
carioca, carioca,
Carioca, yes. So they
carioca.
have names
From
just for
Espírito
everything.
Santo, from to know, Elena, to understand, from Espírito Santo, your husband's home state is Capixaba. Capixaba.
Yes, he's the Capixaba, yes.
Because there are
That's
many native names from the Indian. There is a story. Yes, there are many cities. For example, my city is Sapucaí. It's an Indian name, native. I will just have a quick story about it. Okay, many centuries ago, in 1500s, there was a Portuguese navigator. He wanted to go to India. Yes, but when he was returning to Portugal, the stories say, I don't know if it's true or not, they got the wrong way and they come to Brazilian coast. and he thought the natives were Indians from India. And then they discovered they were not Indians from India.
Mhm.
So the name of native people from Brazil originally called Indians.
Mhm.
So there
Yeah,
are a lot of native names from the Indian people in Brazil. So Sapucaia, Capixaba, Carioca. These names are from Indians here in Brazil. Brazilian
Wow.
yeah,
Indians, okay?
and actually, still in Amazonka, inside of Amazonka, you have a lot of tribes.
Tribals,
Yes, yes,
tribals.
they don't
They
have
are groups,
still don't
ethnic
have
groups.
any single connection with our civilization. And government from Brazil, they try to keep it, they protect it. They do not allow people just go inside to Amazonka without any reason. They have to make some no documents. It's some process.
Permission.
It's very good.
Wow. Wow. Now I'm thinking that one day I think that I will be so
Yeah,
curious.
you would love this country. Believe me, it's a kaleidoscope of people, of color of skin, color of hair, and it's a mix of less. Yes, this is a, like accent of language, Portuguese language, mix of food, everything. They're very friendly, extremely friendly. But you have to pay attention anyway. For us, it's very hard because in Brazil they raise with these feelings. You have to pay attention about who is around you. We don't have this. It's only one bad things, I would say, but in general people, they are amazing, and the way how they are survive in this country by the way how to live, it's not easy, I would say. This is true, but people, they are always laughing, they are always smiling, they know, they always singing, they have very good mood. I don't know, so I felt myself there, mm, exactly like I cannot have these feelings not any places in the world. Really, I surprised,
Thank
I
you.
did not expected it,
I'm sure,
but
I
it
Yeah.
am
is.
sure that I know what the reason for this. I mean, love affects everything. So you are in love with your husband. So, and I mean, this love covers all the surroundings. Is that true?
But this is interesting point, what you said about it, okay? So we are mixed with different colors because we have influence from European, from black people from Africa, African continent, and the native people here. So we are mixed. I am considered white, but my color is not as white. Like, for example, if I go to sun, I can get tanned. For example, European from North, I believe North Europe, and in the cold areas, Finland, Norway, for example, they can get as tanned as us because the sun is so strong for them. And we have these kind of mixture. You can see European, like you said. Oh, you don't look European because you don't have like blonde hair and like a light color eyes, for example, blue or green. And people say, "Oh no, she's not gringa because you look like this mixture of us." Big centers like São Paulo, Rio, Curitiba, Brasilia, the capital city, for example, it's a mixture of people from everywhere. And I feel very proud to have this impression of my people. You said too, okay, we have difficult lives because of many problems, okay? There is not equality. There are 212 million inhabitants in Brazil. Okay? It's the fifth biggest country in the world. So to administrate all these people is so difficult, so complicated.
Wow. Okay. So, any other questions, gentlemen, maybe? Ladies? Uh, yes, Artem, you have a question?
Hi there. Can you hear
Hello?
me?
Hi. Yes, we
Oh,
can.
yeah. Mhm.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Hello.
really glad to be here right now. One of the participants of this meeting is my friend. His name Roman. Hi, Roman. He invited me to this event, and here I am. I would like to ask you, in the Russia we have a long weekend at the beginning of the year. Do you have something similar? Uh, how Brazilians have fun in their free times? What holidays do you
Yeah.
have?
Yes, yes. I don't know if you know, in Brazil we have a big festival called Carnival. Carnival is about 5 days of party and dance. Okay, and each region celebrates differently, but we have this is a official holiday in Brazil. This year we won't have it because of the pandemic. Okay, the government for all places decided not to have this party because it's dangerous. But Carnival in Brazil is like a celebration with music, drink, and fun. Okay, we have fun. It's very interesting to mention that we have beer. We consume a lot of beer in Brazil. Okay, we love beer. I love beer. But our beer is much lighter than your beer, I believe, because of the weather. Okay, here is more, I would say, lighter because people consume much more, okay, much more beer. So it's one of the most lucrative business here with this beer because we like it, we like other drinks and so on. Carnival in Brazil, for example, in Rio de Janeiro is the most famous one because there are like this, okay, very colorful, very colorful, and there is a big parade on Avenue, and people see it and dance together, and there is the hot and everything. So the image about Brazil is like this: everybody dance carnival all year round. But no, only this time. Sorry, in the Amazon region, they have a different carnival. In the middle of the forest, there is a big city called Parintins. People go there on boats because the roads are not good. They go on boats and okay, jet skis, the bar, yacht, boats, and everything. They go to this place. There's an enormous area where two groups they kind of like there is not a fight physically, but it could be like a fight but dancing, like a challenge. Okay, they dance one way and people dance the other way, representing the stories in this Amazon region. Okay, this is five days around. It's stop it. Everybody goes to work. On the weekend, people like going to bars, like going to pizza, having fun in park. Here in my town, I like going out with my family, seeing friends, and so on. Going to farms. We have a lot of farms here now, just coffee farms, and so on. You can visit friends there. Biking. People love biking, practicing sports, and yes, pretty much this meeting friends. What is the worst part for us in this time, the pandemic time, is that we can't go to many places. We can't see people. There was in some places was a severe lockdown, so we can't see people. We can't go park, can't go dance, and so on. But in general, we do it. We are very festive people.
Okay. Ladies, probably some.
Yeah, I have a question also.
Sure.
Hello, nice to meet you, Giovanni.
Nice to meet
I
you
would
too.
like to ask you, as ecologist, about ecological situation in your country and in your place. And I heard that Brasilia is very rich country of biodiversity. It's more than 4 million species of plant and animals. So what is the ecological situation in your city? Maybe you know in Russia, in Moscow, recently I used the application of air quality, and sometimes it's not good. Do you have something in your country, or it's no need to use this?
You mean regarding to ecology or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here is very nice to say that because we are inland, Brazil. Yes, in my region, it's in the south of Minas Gerais state. This region is very mountainous, so we have a lot of species of birds. Um, exactly here we have some felines in Amazon region and the border of Bolivia and Paraguay, for example. There is a region called Pantanal. This region is very humid and we have a lot of lakes and so on. And there is a big feline. It's like a leopard called onça pintada, the panther, kind of like a panther, but it's all spotty. It's so beautiful, very beautiful. And it was an endangered species. Recently, there was a big fire in the region, and many of them died because of fire and so on. But they tried to rescue the army and people control it, and they rescue a lot of them. In my place, in my region, there are many birds, toucans, parrots, small one, colorful hummingbirds. There are a lot of species. There is a kind of wolf from Brazil. It's called Guará wolf. It's thinner, long legs. Okay, if you see, say, oh my gosh, it's an ugly animal, but at the same time, it's beautiful because it's unique from Brazil. What can I say more about it? Yeah, there are many politics of protection, many politics. Something interesting that happened here recently, the president passed a law protecting domestic animals because some people they don't deserve to have a dog or a cat because of they mistreat them, and bad conditions of it. And there is a law. If you beat, if you hurt and domestic animal, any kind of animal, horses and so on, you may go even to jail. Okay, because of it, you have to pay a fine, and there is a process, and they're so complicated. People avoid doing it, but it's I think a good thing passed recently.
Yeah, it's good, really. Yeah, I heard about the island is it seems it's very close to Brazilian, where live the poison snake, and that's why no one can go there.
Okay. No, it's not a question one. It's an enormous one. It's enormous. I would like to see it, of course. Okay, it's like I say, it's in Amazon region. You can see this one in São Paulo. You can see them in Rio de Janeiro because they are wild animal. Okay, but it's like 12 meters long. 12 meters long. It's enormous. Okay, you imagine a big tube. It's enormous. It's big and long. Okay, this is called anaconda and sucuri. Anaconda is in Latin America. In Brazil, we call sucuri. Sucuri is like 5, 6, 8 meters long. We have small snakes. Ones they also very poisonous, dangerous. They can sometimes eventually find them in the coffee plantations. You can eventually see them in country areas, but not in the cities. In the cities, common to see birds. You can see bats, not so common. Yeah, but monkeys, you can see monkeys in the city. And people have this stereotype of Brazil. Oh, can you see monkeys in the city? No, you can't. You can't. There are different species. There are big ones in the jungle.
It's like a bears
in parks,
in
for
Russia.
example. Yeah, there is, like, for example, if I go to Russia, I'll see polar bears on the streets. No, you can't see them. Yeah, and this is funny because uh, there are some species of small monkeys, okay, like the size of a cat. Okay, it's common to see them in parks in the city, but they are not that aggressive and so on. And there was a park in a neighboring city called Park of Monkeys. So I was curious to see them. I went there and I see no one. There were anyone there. Yeah, where is the monkey? That wasn't before. There's the name because in the past they might be, but not right now.
Wonderful.
That's fun.
Okay,
Thank
guys.
you.
So we're coming to a kind of final part. So I think that I would give the chance for one more question to some of you who has the question, and I will do my traditional quick fire series of questions to the hero, as I am going to be a TV presenter one day, maybe. So does anyone have a question?
Can I please?
No.
Yes,
please.
Dear Giovanni, what do you do? What's your profession?
Yes, I teach English. Yes, I think English.
Oh,
Yes, I'm an English for 27 years now.
In
27.
Roman, you could guess that Jabari is a teacher by how he, I mean, how he was pointing to the map when he was describing the Amazon River and everything. It was like, obvious, like Jabari is a teacher, right? Okay.
I was also a good student when I was a student. I liked all kind of subjects. I didn't pay much attention to geography in that time, but now when I am an adult, I love geography, especially because of my map. I can see the regions in the world. I like it much.
Right.
Have you ever been in Russia?
No, I couldn't. I have never been to Russia. It's so difficult this question now because I know it's so expensive, far, and so on to travel abroad. Here in Brazil, we have a difference between dollars and okay. Our currency in Brazil is real, okay, real. But everything we
Mhm.
based on American dollar. Yes, for example, we need 6 reals to buy 1 American dollar. So a trip to Russia may cost us like 6, 7, $9,000. I don't know. Yes, but if you ask me, of course, I would like to go to Russia right now. If I have this power, enter in the internet and pop up there, certainly I would. Certainly I would go there. I had an interview with a Costa Rican teacher, and I got to love the country. I would go to Costa Rica. I was never a big fan of Egypt. I don't know why, because of hot desert. I fell in love to Egypt in Africa, everywhere. I have this project connections around the world, and I really want to connect with the whole world. I'm coloring the map behind me. For me, it was an enormous pleasure. It was an honor to talk to Alona when she represented Russia in my connection. So I felt very, very proud to represent my country in this project. Certainly, I would meet Russia. I would go there.
So one day when you come to Russia, we all will be a gang, and we will show you everything which is worth seeing in Russia. And maybe we'll even find a polar bear for you somewhere in the streets of Moscow.
If I
At
go
least
to
we can do.
Siberia, yeah, if I believe, I don't know, I believe, like you said at the beginning of the introduction, here exactly now in Brazil, in my city, is 33 degrees Celsius, 30
Oh,
degrees hot. You see, I'm wearing t-shirt, I'm wearing sandals. It's so hot, I'm sweating maybe, but it's so hot here.
I don't want to
I don't
hear
know.
this. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I think the coldest temperature I faced was like 2 or 4 degrees. Okay, I was full of cold,
Okay.
covering my face, a hat, and everything. If I go there,
We could go in Moscow. It was a kind of minus 20, I think. Right, guys?
like, I prefer to
So
be in the freezer. I would prefer to be in the
from
refrigerator. It could be hotter. The
okay.
hottest temperature was in the freezer. Yeah.
So it's a deal. You come, especially when it's minus 20, we will find a bear for you, and then we will save you with the Russian vodka. That's the super cool
Okay.
scenario,
Okay.
right?
In
Okay.
Balalaika.
Yes, that's right. That's a deal.
Okay, so as usual, we're finishing with the series of short questions to you, Giovanni. So I'm gonna give you, like the options. A question with the options. You choose one option. If you want to explain your option, you can do this. If you don't want to explain your options, just don't do this. Okay? There are just 6 questions. Let's go. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Ah, okay. Capital city or countryside?
Countryside. Yes, I think it's better.
Okay. Loud carnival or quiet runaway near the ocean?
Difficult question. I love Carnival. I would choose Carnival.
Oh, yes.
I am a
Okay.
party person. I'm a party
Portuguese.
person.
Mhm. Portuguese or English?
I would say English now.
Really?
because I can connect to you. If I speak only Portuguese, you couldn't understand me. I think maybe Helena could
Right,
understand
absolutely.
me. Se eu começar a falar em português, vocês não vão entender nada que eu tô falando. You see? If I start speaking Portuguese,
No falo português, unfortunately. A little bit comprendo e entiendo.
it's like
No,
Spanish.
Sí.
Yeah.
Si hablo español, puedes comprender. Sí. Okay, 2 more questions. Paulo Coelho or Pelé?
Paulo Coelho.
Ah,
Yes, I'm pretty much of literature than soccer. I'm more fan of literature than soccer. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And the last question, it should be like very challenging, but anyway. Giselle Bündchen or Ronaldinho?
Gisele Bündchen, certainly. Oh my goodness, she's so gorgeous. She's the most wonderful woman from Brazil. You know, I love her. Yeah, Ronaldinho is a good guy, you know, but Gisele Bündchen.
Okay. But Giselle Bündchen is better. But absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Giovanni. Thank you so much for this hour of making us feel like as if we are in Brazil. At least I felt so.
Yeah. I'm very proud. I'm very honored. I don't know. I don't have words to say that because exactly this. Okay. To connect to people in countries so diverse, so different than my country, and represent it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I want to apologize again for bad connection at the beginning, but I did my best, and I'm very, very honored to take part of this project. Feel free to call me. Feel free to ask me again questions. There are some. I don't know if you have the contact. This is holiday idiomas. It's my school. Okay, the place where I work is my office, my own school. So you can go on social media, Facebook, Instagram. You can find me there. Okay.
Right.
Thank
So
you so much
guys,
for this.
thank you so much for being the part of the evening. Thank you so much, Giovanni, for being our guest heroes. As usual, I say in the end, there are no borders between people, so you can be and you can feel so big when you connect to the people in different countries. So I wish you to feel that you're so big and you're so happy and maybe more in love about the country that we've been to tonight. So guys, thank you so much. Our next talk is gonna be next week. It's gonna be not a hero talk. Still I'm preparing the next one, but it's gonna be a rhetoric game. So we're gonna be public speakers. So it's gonna be Tuesday, 2nd February. Yes, Tuesday the 2nd February at 7 o'clock Moscow time. So Giovanni, if you want to be a public speaker and play a game of rhetoric, just jump in on. So we have to call it a day, guys. So thank you so much. Hope to see you soon. I love you so much. We're all cosmopolitans. Have a good weekend. Stay in touch.
Bye bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Oh,
Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Spasiba. Spasiba. Yes, spasiba.
Wow,
Obrigado.
it's English club.
Spasiba. Ah, yes, I learned. I remember that. Spasiba.
Спасибо. Yes.
Bye
Пожалуйста.
bye, guys.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye bye.